Neil Coles might have been afraid of flying, but that never stopped him from climbing to the top of the golf world. He found a way to rise above the competition, proving himself as one of the best in British and European golf. His performances in the Ryder Cup stood out as some of the most impressive in the tournament's history, showing just how much of a force he was on the course. Despite avoiding air travel, he never let it hold him back, building a career that left a lasting mark on the sport. Neil Coles was a name that echoed throughout European golf for decades. His career was filled with remarkable achievements, and even though he never clinched a major championship, his consistency and dominance on the European Tour left an unforgettable mark. Coles didn't just compete, he thrived, carving out a reputation as one of the best, whether it was the regular tour or the senior tour. Over the course of his career, he accumulated an impressive 29 tournament wins, a testament to his talent, work ethic, and sheer determination. From 1956 all the way to 1982, Coles was a fixture in the golfing world, consistently placing near the top in numerous events. His success wasn't just about wins, it was about being a constant threat, always there in the mix, showing up to challenge the best year after year. One of the biggest milestones in Coles's career was his participation in the Ryder Cup. He took part in 8 Ryder Cup matches, which is a clear indication of his importance and stature within British and European golf. The Ryder Cup, of course, is the ultimate team competition in golf, and to be chosen for 8 editions of this prestigious event speaks volumes about Coles's skill and reputation. Playing alongside and against some of the game's legends, Coles held his own, representing his country and continent with pride. It wasn't just a career highlight, it was a testament to his role as one of Europe's finest golfers. But as much as Coles's career was filled with success, it wasn't without its limitations. Despite all his victories and Ryder Cup appearances, Coles never captured a major championship, something that always seemed just out of his reach. One of the more interesting and lesser-known aspects of Coles's career was his fear of flying. It might seem surprising given his success, but this fear had a significant impact on his career. While Coles dominated in Europe, his fear of flying limited his ability to compete on the PGA Tour in the United States. The U.S. Tour, with its packed schedule and international travel, was always a challenge for him. As a result, Coles didn't make as many appearances in American tournaments as many of his contemporaries. This, however, didn't seem to hold him back in Europe. He found his rhythm, built his career, and created a legacy without needing to cross the Atlantic to prove himself. Coles didn't let his fear stop him, though. Instead, he focused on what he could control, his game. And his game, without a doubt, was exceptional. Whether in Europe or the Ryder Cup, Coles displayed a remarkable ability to handle pressure, stay calm, and deliver when it mattered most. Coles' journey in golf started when he was a young man growing up in London. He began his golfing career at Letchworth Golf Club. His passion for the game led him to become an assistant professional at the same club when he was just 16 years old. In the mid-1950s, Coles moved on to Moore Park, where he played in the prestigious 1955 Gore Ray Cup, the Assistants Championship at Hartsbourne. He showed promise. A poor finish meant he ended up in 3rd place. It was a disappointment, but it didn't discourage him. In fact, it fueled his desire to improve. The following year in 1956, Coles moved to Burr Hill and got his first taste of victory in the Gore Cup. He won the event by 4 strokes, beating Peter Butler and marking an important milestone in his career. That same year, Coles also qualified for the Open Championship at Hoylake. His performance in the qualification rounds with scores of 79 and 70 got him through, but his performance in the actual tournament wasn't as strong, and he missed the cut after shooting rounds of 78 and 82. Nevertheless, Coles was quickly becoming a name to watch in British golf. In 1957, he made a name for himself in major British tournaments. Although he couldn't defend his title in the Assistants Championship, he finished as the runner-up in the Coombe Hill Assistants Tournament. In September of that same year, Coles reached the quarterfinals of the News of the World Match Play, and he finished 6th in the Dunlop Masters, despite a disappointing final round. Coles's career took an even bigger leap forward in the early 1960s. By 1960, he had moved to Coombe Hill and soon won the Coombe Hill Assistants Tournament, finishing just ahead of Lionel Platz. Then in 1961, Coles had his best finish at a major event when he finished as the runner-up in the Dax Tournament, losing to Bernard Hunt. That same year, he also finished joint 3rd in the 1961 Open Championship, which was a huge achievement. These performances earned him a spot on the British team for the 1961 Ryder Cup, which took place at Royal Lytham. His performance in the Ryder Cup was solid, though the United States came out on top. Coles lost both of his foursomes matches, but managed to have his morning singles match and beat Dow Finster-Wald in the afternoon singles. Before the Ryder Cup, Coles achieved something extraordinary in 1961. He won his first major event, the Ballantine Tournament at Wentworth, a tournament he won in dramatic fashion. Going into the final round, he was 7 strokes behind the leader. leader, Ken Bousfield. However, Coles played a stunning final round of 65, while Bousfield shot a 77, and Coles ended up winning the tournament by 5 strokes. The victory earned him a prize of £1,500, which was more than Arnold Palmer received for winning the Open Championship that year. Throughout the early 1960s, Coles built on his early success, making a strong name for himself in golf. Between 1962 and 1966, he won 10 major British and Irish events, some of which were shared with other players. In 1962, Coles claimed the Senior Service Tournament with a grand prize of £2,000, which was significant at the time. Then in 1963, he shared victories in the Martini International and the Dax Tournament, proving his consistency. That same year, he won the prestigious Harry Vardon Trophy, edging out Bernard Hunt, even though Hunt had a lower stroke average and earned more prize money. Coles' overall performance was what set him apart. By the time the 1963 Ryder Cup came around, Coles was in top form. Though the British team faced a tough loss, Coles won one match and halved 2 others, showing his ability to compete with the best in the world. In 1964, he didn't slow down, securing victories in 3 major tournaments: the Dax Tournament, the Bowmaker Tournament, and the News of the World Match Play. He also reached the final of the 1964 Piccadilly World Match Play Championship, but lost to Arnold Palmer, taking home a £3,000 runner-up prize. In 1965 and 1966, Coles continued his success, winning the Carroll's International and the News of the World Match Play. He finished second in the Ryder Cup points list for 1965, ensuring his place in the Ryder Cup team, where he played in all 6 sessions, winning 3 matches and losing 3. In 1966, he won the Pringle of Scotland Tournament and the Dunlop Masters, setting a new prize money record of £8,329. Between 1967 and 1969, Coles didn't win any tournaments but continued to perform well, finishing as a runner-up twice. He still earned a spot on the Ryder Cup team, helping to bring the 1969 Ryder Cup to a tie with a win in the morning singles. 1970 marked a remarkable year, with Coles winning several events, including the Italian BP Open and the Walworth-Aloyco Tournament. He also secured his second Harry Vardon Trophy. In 1971, he won 4 tournaments and finished second in the Ryder Cup points list, although he faced challenges during the Ryder Cup. Despite being 37 when the European Tour began in 1972, Coles kept winning, and by 1982, at 48, he became the oldest winner of the Sanyo Open. He also set a record for 56 consecutive cuts on the European Tour. In his senior years, Coles continued to shine, winning multiple PGA Seniors Championships and the inaugural Senior Open Championship in 1987. Coles' consistency and competitive spirit left an enduring legacy in the sport of golf. And that wraps up today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update.